I'm also gonna have Stream Manager up just to make sure. Don't mind me, everyone. Those who are seeing this, those who are coming into the stream, just seeing how my bitrate and everything is. Okay. Okay, so far, it seems okay. I might close a few of my horrendously numbered tabs, but anyway. Hi, welcome back. I know, it has been a while, and believe me, it has been fucking crazy. Anyway, happy Pride, everyone. I am so happy to be doing this, and I do have a lot of streams planned, specifically and especially for this month. I literally wrote down a lot of games, but I wanted to finish Astrologaster first because it's, again, one, that caught my eye, two, it looks amazing. For those who were at the stream, no matter how shitty it was, especially during that part, it was kind of a mess. And you'll probably notice I have some tags under my stream. One of them is very obvious. I mean, LGBTQIA+. And the other two are actually more specific to me. So those who are coming in, those who are watching, I can't really tell or see, so don't worry. I am, and this is part of why I couldn't stream for a bit, because I came out to my friends and family on Facebook. I know Facebook, but I couldn't really talk to many of them in person to person. But I am biromantic asexual. What that means is basically, think of bi and pan sexual, but just, make it romantic. Basically, I want to cuddle everyone, and the asexual means I either have a lack of it. It's a few things. From asexual to asexual, it's definitely different. It basically, for my terms, it basically means a lack of sexual desire and a lack of sexual attraction. So, people who I like or fall in love with, I don't like them for physical means or just because I want to bang them. Actually, the thought of online dating with that reaction, it can tell you anyway. So anyway, alright, there we go. Little legs here and there, but anyway, yeah, thought I'd bring that up. I'm actually going to be tagging a lot more of those tags so that people know, hey, someone of the community who is also a V-streamer, a VTuber. I've actually been thinking of doing a lot more of this, because I love it. Also, another thing to note, for those who have followed me for the Pokemon cards, it is on hiatus because it is very kind of rough right now. Just in general, really, but I mean, hey, it'll come around eventually. Just, I need to make sure that I have a roof over my head and that my cat is fed. I guess if that makes any sense. Alright, on to the stream. Alright, so last we left off, it fucked up completely and awfully. So what I've been thinking, also, no apologies for the fan. I have no air conditioning in my apartment, and my other fan broke the other day, so I ran to get one. And because it's been like plus 30 for like the past 2 days, and it's gonna continue being plus 30, I need this bitch on me or else I'm not gonna function. But that's besides the point. Anyway, let's see how. Apparently it says my bit rate's going good. Great. Love to see it. So I'm gonna do a new game. Yes, because the last one when absolutely fucked, I'm gonna have to call my provider about it. God, it's a bunch of things. Shit happens and then you just sit there like, fuck. Anyway. Well, at least I can retell some of my stories I said that nobody could hear, which is great.
Long ago in England in 1592, there begins our tale, and all of it is true. Through a garden, newborn the great big spread, covering, walking, leaping sores and leaving thousands dead.
From towns and cities, doctors they did flee, leaving their patients to die in misery.
But one brave doctor stayed when all the cowards fled, might out have been because he was too sick to leave his bed.
I forgot how amazing the fucking singing is in this. God, yes! And we get to play as an anti-vax mom in the appropriate time frame. Or I guess anti-vax dad.
It is my final hour. I will surely die. I am too far gone to recover, and for the plague there is no cure. Unless a cure might be found in the stars.
Y'all motherfuckers heard of showering? That's how you cured it, by the way. Was scrubbing your ass clean, man. I think last time I thought this was Aries for a second. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? Clearly it is not the best zodiac sign. Yeah. I guess if you don't know, I am into astrology. I love that shit. It's fun. When you take it lightly, it's not harmful. This shit's just fun. So I know, like... Oh.
According to the stars, the way to cure the plague is to treat the fever it provokes. Oh, can it be true?
Drink some
Might a
matcha,
disease
my
so
guy, you'll be
monstrous as
fine.
the plague be cured by treating it as if it were an exceeding bad fever? Then I must use powerful herbs to bring the fever to crisis and break it. Let me see. Angelica and dandelion for heat, borage to provoke sweating, infuse them in wine, strain and distill the mixture to produce a most powerful strong water.
It sounds like moonshine. Sounds like what my uncle makes. Sounds exactly what my uncle makes.
I am cured. I shall now go forth with my miraculous strong water to cure all London of the plague.
But yeah, I know a lot of astrology. I know like my sun and moon sign and all that. And also, because I love history, see me dissing on this a lot. And yes, no, I actually wasn't joking. I do have an uncle, he doesn't do it anymore, but he actually used to make, homemade whiskey and homemade moonshine. Like, I actually see the distillery he had in the back of his, he lived on a farm. He lived in, his distillery was, like, in the woods a bit further back. And my mom actually showed us to a few of, my relatives that I never knew existed or were alive. We just stumbled upon them driving, like, in the middle of fucking nowhere one day. And it was like, oh, hey, that's your Uncle Jules. I'm like, wait, who? How have I not met this man? And there's a story behind that guy, but, like, my mom was like, yeah, a lot of, Auntie Katie's, 13 children, a lot of her kids, stayed in that area. Whoop. Stayed in that area. And basically either are, like, small-time criminals or make moonshine in the backwoods of fucking middle of nowhere, Saskatchewan. It's kind of interesting. Oh, God. like, there's this thing on my mom's side of the family where if you go to a party where that uncle is at and he walks around and he's handing you a shot of whatever he made, basically the rule is if he, so you have to drink it, but so if it's amber, you can drink it, it'll be fine. If it's clear, politely refuse and get away from him as fast as possible, because that shit can knock you out. Essentially. Huzzah! Huzzah!
God give you good day, madam. How may I?
Are you Mr. Foreman? Mr. Simon Foreman, the doctor?
Aye, madam, I am indeed Dr. Simon Foreman. I bid you welcome to my consulting chambers. Mistress...
Alan, Mistress Avis Allen of Lambeth.
Pray tell me your age, if you please, madam.
I am 33 years of age.
And how might I do you service this day, Mr. Allen?
Which means she's
Pray describe
33.
your troubles to me.
Well, the
At least they're
pain
not
started
talking in,
full
like,
late last
Old
week
English,
upon
where it's,
retiring
like,
to bed.
every...
Not the time
Well,
in the
no, I
habit of
guess it would
retiring
be.
so late.
I guess we're not reading it in Old
Husband
English.
desires
That would be a
special
headache.
supper of cold meats to celebrate and give thanks for.
Fun fact, Old English
Well,
is spelled
in
how
any
you would
case,
pronounce the words, which is
started
why
in
it
the
looks so
night
fucked.
and it continued until dawning. That being the pain in my head, and the chundering.
For a moment whilst I make note of this. Headache and involuntary purging. Is that all?
Aye, that is all. I'm thinking I can play to seem most trifling, and you are doubtless busy with important cases.
Nah, not really. I just sell essential oils on the side.
Mayhap I should not have come after all. Good day, Dr. Foreman. I beseech you pardon me for I have wasted your time.
What? No.
Really, do not go. For I assure you, madam, your case verily is important to me. And it is important to you.
And for my bank account.
Else you would not have come this day.
Aye.
Let us consult the stars now then, shall we? What is the cause of Mistress Allen's suffering?
Okay, so we got 2 of the meh. Well, actually, that's a bad sign. A meh sign. Yeah, that's what she sounded like she had.
You are with child, Mistress Allen. It was the reason for your celebration last evening, methinks?
Aye. But how did you know?
Because Scorpio, the fucking sign of the libido, was like, yo, she prayed.
Being the constellation that rules over such matters. Pray tell, how long has it been since your monthly courses?
That's an interesting way to
It's
say
been 14
period.
weeks since my courses, and yesterday I did feel the child quicken. So, indeed, it was the cause for our celebration.
You didn't know for 14 weeks, bitch!
I have been with
What?
her before, you see, but 'tis never. And Mr. Allen and I do pray this one will be born alive.
There, dear lady.
Man, imagine her in 2020 with that fear.
Does suggest you suffer from
Funny thing is, though, that
anxious
still
on account of your
happens.
condition, and given your ill-favored history, I warrant 'twas the twin burdens of hope and fear that provoked your troubles last evening.
Oh, I see.
Pray take this flask of wine, madam. It has been infused with cloves, ginger root, and cinnamon. Drink of it each morning, and you should soon feel much improved.
Verily.
Yes,
will do
that's
as you
exactly
advise.
what the child
Thank you
needs.
heartily, sir. Fare you well, Dr. Thorman.
Fucking child
Very
needs a
well,
bunch
Mrs.
of
Allen.
wine. Yeah, alright. Like we haven't learned from the shit show of Canada how bad that is. Wait, no, this was before that. Okay, never mind. Nope. No, she's just in there. Ah, look, the most person I dislike the most. The church.
Good day, sir. You are Simon Foreman, the physician, are you not? These are your rooms.
Bitch, you
Indeed,
poor.
I am he, and well met, sir. It's Thomas Blagg I have the honour of welcoming to my humble consulting chambers, the Dean of Rochester Cathedral.
Don't mind me tapping out every now and again. I'm just
Tis
checking the bitrate because I'm just like,
Though it is not upon
my
church
internet was
business
down
that I come to
yesterday
you
and now I'm
today.
just like,
It is upon a matter of my own that I require counsel. I
see
have
I have a
lately been offered some very
shit in a
lucrative
wire, Bunny.
investment
How are you?
opportunities. And, well, it is said that God speaks to us through the stars, does he not?
Indeed he does. 'Tis well known that astrology is but a conduit for the word of God, as
even though it's a
interpreted
lot
using
older than the
scientific
Christian
means.
religion.
And
But
now,
okay.
these investments of which you
Go
speak,
off, I guess.
pray tell of them, if you please.
2 merchant ships will shortly set sail on very lucrative trading expeditions. I do not possess the coin. to
You
invest in
mean a
both.
colonialist
Hence, I must choose
excursion?
between them.
What country we
And I
fucking
must
up this
choose
time,
very
boys?
wisely indeed. For sea
Another
voyages
trip
are
to
most
Africa?
endless.
United
If my
States,
ship
maybe?
were found or be captured by pirates, I would lose my entire investment.
Somewhere in Asia?
Aye, forsooth. 'Twould be most
Australia?
lamentable.
Nah, probably
So
not
nothing of the
Australia.
poor souls who
He's
might
he's
lose their
wanting
lives.
money.
who are naturally the greater of my concerns.
Aye, naturally. And whether
Would
might
you also
these
like
ships
some
be bound?
eucalyptus
The
essential
first
oil
is
while we're
bound
at
for
it?
the Spice Islands of the East. 'Tis a
Okay,
voyage
so
to be
India.
undertaken by a ship named the Conquering Cherub. The other is the Pride of Yarmouth. She is to bring back sugar from the Americas. Have you now the information you require? Then perchance
yeah, America
you may
would be-
divine for me upon which
would
of
have
these 2
col-
ships our Lord
colonists
God
at
has
this time.
bestowed his divine blessing.
Aye, Dean Blagg, we may now consult the stars. Should Thomas Blagg invest in the voyage of the Conquering Cherub, or that of the Pride of Yarmouth?
So this is a little bit of a spoil from when I played, but I know I failed him last time, so I know what not to pick. Which I believe is... Yeah, so... One that represents child and victory, and this one, if I remember... marriage. Yeah, and he didn't like that one.
The stars advise you to invest in the ship named the Conquering Cherub.
I see. And why is that?
Well, I have calculated that at this very hour, upon this very day, the planet
yeah, the
Mars
cherubs
and the
are looking like,
constellation Scorpio do both
little
dwell in
babies
that
instead
part
of
the
the
sky that we
multi-headed
call
things, yeah.
the House of Children. And as it happens, Mars is the ruler of Scorpio, hence we may say that Mars is presently exalted.
Mars has been exalted by Scorpio, you say? And what might that mean?
When exalted, Mars represents victory. And so, with victory in the
Basically,
House of
it's not
Children,
in
we
reverse.
may read this as a victorious child. Ergo,
Because if Mars
the
is in reverse, it'd be
conquering
like,
cherub.
do not do
I
this.
see.
No, none of this.
For a cherub
But
is
it
a
is.
kind of
It's
child,
fine.
is it not? In sooth, I do find the science of astrology verily fascinating. I thank you.
I wouldn't
Dr.
call it a
Thorne.
science,
You
but
have
it is
most
really
helpful.
fun. Like, So, like, instead of doing, like, normal horoscopes like you see in a newspaper, look up your, like, I wouldn't really say encourage, but, like, if you want something fun and being like, oh god, I knew this was, I knew I was a disaster when I was born, huh? Look up your birth chart and just read what, what they say, because, like, I read mine and I was just like, huh. So, fire sign, sun, earth, moon, fire sign rising. Oh, look! Water and love! I'm absolutely fucked from the get-go. Anyway, it's honestly really fun when you put it in, like, not taking it so seriously and just being like, yeah, this is a thing. Also, a funny thing, okay, I know I'm, like, distracting from the game, but, like, I noticed a lot of, like, a lot of the bad aspects of the signs, like, oh, Aries is very hyper and non-stop and they gotta go, go, go. Turns out those are mental illnesses. And if you have something that is similar to you and is bad, do research, of course, but you might want to get help. I only know this because I actually was raised, hate to say this, but basically my mom liked astrology too, but she took it way too seriously, so me and my brother basically kept hearing that, oh, you're an Aries, or oh, you're a Scorpio because this, and this. Like, apparently Aries always lie, and Aries are always chatty, and she was always surprised I wasn't as, like, or, like, I was pretty aggressive. Mainly got mad a lot because I couldn't show my emotions very well. And it turned out, oh, look, I had inattentive ADHD. My aunt must be a goddamn prophet, but that's a story for another day. Me doing my ADHD ramblings. God, I feel bad for her. She's just called calmly, like, oh, oof. If I remember right, calmly and homely are kind of the same. So, like, she's like a step up of looking homely. God, that fucking soundtrack bops.
Morrow, sir. Pray tell, are these the consulting chambers of Simon Foreman, Doctor of Astrology and Physics?
Indeed, 'tis I, Dr. Simon Foreman. And your name, madam?
Emma Sharp of Shoreditch, sir. 25 years of age.
Welcome, Miss Sharp. And
She's
how
only
may I
a
do
year
you
younger
service
than
this
me,
day?
and it kinda
Well, 'tis
hurts.
a trifle delicate. A man has asked me to be his wife. Dear, kind man, but I fear you will think me cold, Dr. Foreman.
There, madam, whatever is the matter?
Well, he is exceeding advanced in years. I do worry he may not be long for the world, and if he
How
were to
old
die,
is he?
I do not think I could bear it. Verily, I would not. Indeed, methinks I would rather not marry him at all. Am I very heartless, Dr. Foreman?
No, not in the least, madam. Your fears are most reasonable. The man in the winter
I
of his
fear
life
by the
is
time I'm
indeed more
30.
likely to die. I assure you, madam.
I will be a widow. But that money, though.
But methinks you wish to know whether this man be afflicted with a grave health condition, do you not? To wit, any ailment that might soon prove fatal?
Forsooth I do. That is my question precisely. Why, Dr. Foreman, 'tis as if you have a gift for reading minds.
Merely the gift of logical surmise, madam. Let us see whether a judgment of the stars may calm your
Now
fears.
sniff this lavender,
Does
I'll calm your
Mr.
fears real good.
What was your gentleman's name?
Mr. George Middleton, a wool merchant.
Does Mr. Middleton have any ailments that might hasten his death?
Yee. He gonna fucking die. Okay. So, I know I'm reiterating, like, a lot of the last, like, stuff, But I looked at fucking. Oh, also. Also, this is what he has. But I looked at this because I saw the dude and I was like, ah, yes, Gemini. Well, it says right here that it's actually Libra. I'm like, eh. Yeah. Which is not true. But I'm saying, good sign, but it has to go to Libra. But I actually have a story, funny enough, with this sign. 2 years ago, I went to, or not 2016. Man, 2016. I thought that was 2 years ago. Jesus. So back in 2016, I went to a tarot card reader. Just for fun, honestly. I have tarot cards and oracle cards of my own, and they're quite fun to read, really. So I was talking to the lady who was reading my cards, and she's like, okay, well, like, I see you're in school. Did you have anything you're going for? I was like, oh, I want to be a writer. And she's like, oh, yeah. I see in the cards that, like, who your husband's going to be, you're going to probably have, like, a publishing house, and he's going to be an artist who does the artwork for it. And that's, of course, she didn't know I was, like, bi or ace at the time. I didn't tell her, but, I mean, I just say partner at this point, but she said dude, and I was like, okay. Alright. But then she said, so she flipped a card, and I believe it was Justice, which, for those who don't know the major arcana very well, a lot of the cards are based on zodiac signs. Like, the Emperor is Aries, Justice is apparently Libra. I didn't know this until 2018, when I got a better grasp of of learning tarot cards. But she was like, oh yeah, he's I was like, okay, well, what's his zodiac sign? And she's like, oh yeah, he'll be a Libra. I'm like, he's an air sign. I'm like, what kind of air sign? She's like, oh, Libra. I'm like, not a Gemini? Because at the time, I did like somebody who was a Gemini, and she's like, nah. She's like, nah, they're like two-faced and all over the place. The cards ain't saying that. I'm like, okay. And then I totally forgot about asking about Aquarius, and I think we both forgot Aquarius at that time. It's like, okay, thinking back on it, was like, okay, so, Gemini's got shit on, and fucking Aquarius got shafted. Apparently I'm destined for a Libra, which was, it's funny then, it's funny now, because, like, the only Libras I knew at the time were basically gay or not my type, and I was like, okay, don't know how this fits in, and yeah, I find that hilarious, just remembering that and being like, remember the tarot card reading where Gemini's got shat on and Aquarius got fucking shafted? Rip. Anyway, he has what is called dropping of the piss, which means he pisses himself every time he sees a height.
I have exceeding excellent news for you. Mr. Middleton has only the most trifling of ailments, dropping down of the piss. Though I must advise you that marrying a man who suffers from dropping down of the piss would pose certain laundry-related challenges, but widowhood is not likely to be one of them. At least, not imminent.
You're a maid, it's fine. You know how to do this. Although I would suggest him doing it because,
However,
you know,
there is one other small thing, my chap. It seems your future husband does also suffer from an unreasonable fear of heights. Such a fear could aggravate Mr. Middleton's condition. He would be advised to
Girl,
avoid
don't watch me at
hills,
work.
ridges, and mountains. Or at
No.
least before he takes a change of breeches along the
Bailey,
way to
no.
the mountains.
Oh, verily? Then I will follow your advice most carefully, Dr. Foreman. I will now to Mr. Middleton.
Did you hear my whole spiel about fucking tarot cards and Libras? And Aquarius getting shafted? Okay, so I still have more to do with her. But yeah, her husband can't stop pissing himself. Okay, so you just came in. Basically, so back in 2016, I went to a tarot card reader, and I. Chad's gonna hear this again, but it's fine. It's a great story. Um, so back in 2016, I went to a tarot card reader, and she knew I was a student, and she was like, "Okay, well, what do you want to do, like, with yourself? Like, where do you want to go?" And I'm like, "Oh, I want to be a writer." And she's like, "Oh, cool, yeah." So she didn't know I was bi, or ace at the time, so like, I don't blame her for saying that or for for gendering them, but she was like, "Yeah, you'll probably run a publishing house, and your husband will be a artist." And I was like, "Okay." So then she flips up the next card, and it's Justice, which in the major arcana is ruled by Libra, which I didn't know it was associated to that until after until after, I think, like 2018, 2019, I learned about it, and I was like, "Oh, okay." But she was like, "Okay, so you're gonna be dating, you're gonna be marrying an air sign." And I'm like, "Okay, what air sign?" She's like, "Libra." I'm like, "Not Gemini," because at the time I did like somebody who was a Gemini, and I was like, not Gemini, not another air sign. Nah, Geminis are too all over the place and like too talkative and stuff and whatnot. Not who you're gonna have. And I'm like, okay. But we both forgot about Aquarius, so that whole conversation was her being like, "Yeah, no, fuck a Gemini. Who is an Aquarius? And yeah, you're gonna be marrying a Libra." I'm like, "Okay," because at the time I think the two Libras I knew were gay and not my type. And yeah, so that's a funny thing to know and remember. And I basically remember that as the time I talked to a tarot card reader who basically shat on Geminis and shafted Aquarius. So, yeah. And that's what this game, because I looked at the Libra sign and mistaked it for Gemini, and I'm like, "Oh, yep, I know my astrology. That's fun." Anyway, so this is basically saying that they're gonna kill, God, I wish we had this law now, that, like, during these times. But basically, if you're found without a medical degree, you will get murdered. Yeah. I love the production value in this. What the fuck?
Mind of this warning being put about by the College of Physicians. Do they mean to do me harm? It is true that
No
I do
shit.
not have a medical license. What am I to do? Mayhap the stars will advise me.
I forget what I picked here. Okay. If I become the best doctor in London, I must end this war. Help me have a special power to grant medical stuff. Forge strong relationships, and yeah, I think that's what I picked the last time. Was networking and basically getting a good recommendation.
It seems that if I'm to avoid prosecution by the College of Physicians, I must obtain a medical license. Towards this end, doubtless the
Also,
best
how are
course
you
is to
doing,
set my
Bailey?
parents well,
I hope
treating
you're
their
doing well.
illnesses and problems with intelligence and sensitivity. For if I do, they may favour me with letters of recommendation, and I can use these to petition the University of Cambridge to grant me a license.
Yeah, sounds legit. That's also how the game seems like it's going. So we'll see. this at your new place, or is that the same one? Oh, it is at the new place, yeah. Well, you're probably... Is it just trying to get you up to speed, or has it just been hella busy?
Good day to you, sir. Oh, I see you're having some difficulties. William, fetch my guest a chair.
No, it's good. I am just a little stiff.
As you wish. Mr.
Steve.
Signor Riccardo Ferraro. I am a gentleman of Venezia, come to make a trade in London.
Ah,
Venice?
that's fair.
'Tis a fine city, I hear. And how may I do you service this day, Signor Ferraro?
I guess all I could say is I'm just trying not to die from the heat, but
And you are most great
yeah, I
dottore,
understand
you
how
must
hard
cure
it can be
London,
when,
You cure Ferraro
well,
too,
summer
see?
and everybody's
For
trying
so
the air
I will seek to do
conditioning
so,
and,
Signor.
you know, new
Pray,
place,
describe
trying
your
to get up to
offense,
date
if
and all
you
that.
It is burning when I make the water.
Pain during urination.
See, and is pain down here. Molto pain.
And pain in the lower back. Now, let us see what the stars can tell us. What ails Signor Riccardo
Yeah, I
Ferraro?
seen that. Thankfully, like, I got a fan. Well, I got a fan today. Okay. You have kidney stones, my dude. Where are they? No, not that one. You? No. Yeah. Sounds right. They do. Especially when last night I had to use... I had to use frozen dish towels to even try to sleep last night. Because that's how hot my apartment was. I was like, alright, we're gonna wet the shit out of these towels, freeze them, and see how that works.
It is a case of stones in the kidney, I regret to say. But worry not, Signor. I will give you an ounce of my strong water to dislodge them. Drink this entire flask when you rise at dawn tomorrow. You may then expect to evacuate the stones by way of your privy member within just a few hours.
Your famous strong water. This
Drink
water
this
is to
basically
cure the
natural
plague.
acid, and you'll piss it out like
Thank you,
nothing in a
Signor
few
Foreman.
hours.
And now Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
Because that's exactly what it sounded like to me, was, kidney stones. but we'll let Libra decide that. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I was gonna say, you must have had a real good time because you're in the basement, but if it's getting hit, it's not a good day. Not a good time. This poor woman. Yes, she is not beautiful, and she ain't graceful. She's something, alright? It's like, ow, a whole song about how. Alright.
Well met, Mistress Allen. Pray tell, the last time I saw you, you were with child, methinks. Pray tell, how fares...
I'd rather not talk
He
about
died.
it, if you please.
Oh, I see. I am full sorry, madam. What
I'm
brings
come
you
upon...
this-
The matter that brings...
Madam. I prithee, madam, say on.
I'm come about the new law. I know not what to do, and I would have counsel.
You are in trouble with the law, madam.
Nay, at least not yet, but my neighbours have begun to remark unkindly upon my absences, my Sunday absences from church. I am afeard one of them may soon denounce me.
Ma'am,
It is the
don't worry
Act
about it.
Against recusants you speak of. The law that obliges Catholics to attend church and take the English sacrament. You are of the Catholic faith, then, I take it?
I, a Catholic, but as well a law-abiding woman and a full loyal subject of the Queen. Long may she reign.
I do not doubt it, madam.
Protestant sacrament. 'Tis heresy, so says the Pope in Rome. Oh, this being done to hell if I do it, Dr. Foreman. Verily, I find
find myself in a most terrible bind.
Well, maybe that's why you lost the child. You were
Damned
too
if
stressed.
You do, yet condemned if you do not. The cruel
I'm
binding
guessing this is Elizabeth the First
Let us
then.
see if the stars may untangle it for
I
us.
was a little worried though. I was like, is this Mary? Is this Bloody Mary? No.
Services.
I did not fucking hear. I'm Catholic, should I be? That does sound right. That does sound like that. Oh god, this sounds big. That never happened. That doesn't help. But Queen Elizabeth didn't really. I'm gonna assume that it's for wealth. Most of the time it was. Oh shit.
Lady, if your neighbours consider speaking against you, it would be on account of envy.
Envy? Mr. Allen and I have not been blessed with. I've not had the same fortune as other women. And to be sure, we are not wealthy.
Yes, of course. Hence you must disabuse your neighbours of their ill-founded notions. Indeed, you must have them believe that you are, in truth...
Shit.
most poor.
I am to have my neighbours pity me.
Precisely so, madam. For if they were to pity you, they would never think of reporting you to the authorities. Nay, they would say, see how low poor Mistress Allen has come. She has no gown fine enough for church, so she finds an excuse not to come by pretending she is a Catholic.
Oh, I see. And I must wear coarser clothes as well. In truth, 'twill not be agreeable to be talked of so. But nay, it is naught but my vanity. And if a woman would sacrifice her comeliness for the sake of her soul, so be it. 'Tis but a small price to pay.
Okay, at least she was okay with that.
It would still be most... Methinks you would appear no less comely in poorer attire.
Oh, performing you make me blush.
You won't look less hideous and more poor clothing. You'll be fine.
Madam, would you care to see my collection of Venetian glassware?
I think I would. Indeed, I would.
I guess
like
she
that
will be
very
having a
well.
child then. What? He actually fucked her. Holy shit. I told her, don't give up her Catholicism, just look like you're poor, and you should be fine. Now let's bang. I'll definitely make sure you have a child by the end of this. I got questions about his legality, but I also know he has none of, so... Is it gonna be your husband? Oh. I thought this was like the lady who was the maid. I think she might be. Oh no.
Good day to you, sir. I am Amelia Bassano of Bishopsgate, here for my consultation.
Welcome, Mistress Bassano. Bassano? 'Tis an Italian name, is it not?
Aye, it is, sir. Though I was born in London, my family are from Venice. They did come to London to gain employment as musicians at the royal court.
Ah, I know one of your countrymen, Riccardo Ferraro, another one of my querents. Mayhap you know him? He hails from Venice too.
No, sir, I do not know him. Venice is a large city, and as such 'tis home to many thousands of men. And as I did mention, I was born in London.
Aye, of course. Mayhap we turn our thoughts to what brings you hither this day. Have you a question for me?
Aye, sir, I wish to know what afflicts me, for my belly does begin to swell, and lately I oft find myself chundering after
Bitch, you
meals.
pregnant.
Swollen abdomen and involuntary.
Girl, you.
Well now, let us consult the stars to judge the cause of these troubles. What is ailing Mistress Amelia Bassano?
Bitch, you prego. Although she is wearing funeral attire, I'm not too sure. Liverwort. No, because she says she's purging.
I neglected to ask. Is there a Mr. Bassano?
Aye, my father still lives.
I mean to say, are you yet married, Mistress Bassano? I presume you are, for the stars indicate that you are with child. Wondrous news indeed.
Oh, I see.
Of course, it is natural for a young lady to be a trifle anxious when she's expecting her first child. And I see you are anxious, are you not?
Aye, Mr. Foreman, I own that I am.
Well, doubtless you are anxious owing to the unpredictable nature of your condition. For instance, sometimes the child might emerge from its mother's womb early, weeks or even months earlier than anticipated. This possibility is a medical fact, and one that should be explained to any husband you may... Do you see what I'm saying, Mistress Bassano?
Nay, not in the least, sir.
Am I
Some
fucked
of
up?
my maiden parents, I assume you are still unmarried and therefore a maiden, when they find themselves inexplicably with child, they oft do not remain unmarried for long. I advise you to discuss this with your family without delay, Mistress Bassano. Doubtless they will be keen to make the arrangements for you.
I see. Yes, of course. I must lose no time in finding a husband. I thank you, Dr. Foreman. Good day.
Okay, so I think I was right. Because she's like, I'm gaining weight and I'm purging, and I'm like, I don't think it's anything to do with the liver. Okay. Well, let's hope. We did get plus signs, so.
Blessed morrow to you, Dr. Foreman. I am Mary Payne of 4th Street in Lambeth. I'm come to seek your counsel about my neighbours.
Good morrow, Mistress Payne, and well met. What trouble do your neighbours give you? They play their lutes into the night, perchance? Mayhap a neighbour has cast a malignant spell upon your cabbages.
Why, sir, 'tis no trifling
Has
matter.
she fucked with your
Indeed,
onions?
'tis a matter of grave importance. Doubtless you do know we have a Catholic living on 4th Street. A woman by the name of Avis Allen.
Ah, yes. I did hear tell that Mistress Allen subscribes to the Romish faith. But 'tis no crime to be a Catholic, is it, madam? At least, not at present.
Aye, but harbouring a Jesuit priest is, Dr. Foreman.
Oh.
These evenings past, I have spied a man sneaking in and out of the Allens' house. 'Tis my reckoning the man is a priest who is going
No, it's
hither
me.
and thither all over Lambeth to perform the Catholic Mass and take confessions. Doubtless Mr. Allen is hiding him in one of those little cupboards.
You mean to say you think Mr. Allen has installed a priest hole in his house? A secret room hidden behind the wood paneling of a wall?
Indeed, I
Those
do.
are so
I am
cool.
certain that he has such a hole.
Like,
and
most
that a priest is
or a
going
good
in
chunk
and
of
out
old
Mr.
homes in
Allen's
England
hole
will
from
have
dusk
that.
till dawn.
Verily? How troubling. But surely you are mistaken, madam, for under the cover of darkness, how can you be sure the man you did spy was not Mr. Allen himself?
Nay, nay, 'twas not Mr. Allen. Mr.
It could have
Allen is
been
a
me.
fine, tall figure of a man.
Could have been me.
Whereas the figure I did spy was very
I'm helping her
narrow
get
and
her first
malformed
child,
in
you know?
appearance.
You know what
A
I mean?
scrawny little imp of a man he was.
I see.
Now you must not think me
Is it
intolerant,
me?
Dr. Foreman.
Is it me?
Mistress Allen must cling to her idolatrous backward beliefs. 'Tis her own affair, and I have no wish to cause trouble. to
Alright,
the
do we
others.
want a hot take?
And even though Mistress Allen is lately not
Bitch,
been
do we
seen
want
in
a hot
church,
take?
thus far I have held my tongue about it. But we residents of 4 Street are decent English folk. We will not abide an agent of Rome sneaking around our neighborhood, muttering incantations in some devilish foreign tongue.
Says the bitch who colonized the Americans and fucked up, or the Americas and fucked up everything for a bunch of fucking countries.
Then let us see what the stars can tell us. Who is this mysterious...
Backwards, you guys have been backwards for over 3 centuries. Are you fucking kidding me? Sorry about that. I get a little heated when it comes to bullshittery. You could say I'm allergic to it. Bitrate is doing good. You love to see. Alright, is she hiding a priest? Yeah? A scrawny little imp of a man. Wow, okay. Don't trust foreigners, but alright. Hold up. Hold up. I don't know if she would like to hear that. No. I low-key want her to die. I feel like that's the case. We'll do A, because I actually do like Miss Allen. Because, like, I feel for her. She just wants a kid. All that smack talking.
The man you saw prowling around the Allen's house is no priest. He is a thief, come at night to steal silver plate and candlesticks.
'Tis a mere robber I saw. On my honor, that is well to hear. Still, something must be done about it. I will rouse the menfolk of 4 Street and have them patrol our street each night until this sneak thief is apprehended.
Ah, is that truly necessary, madam? Be there not more...
Pleasant day, Dr. Foreman.
Are we also going to avoid the fact that she might die? You know what, whatever. Let's hope this helps her. I like Avis. What? This dude fucks and he has a weird mustache. I respect it.
God give you good day, signor. And how may I assist you?
Tis I, Riccardo Ferraro, come once again to see the great dottore Simon Foreman.
So I see. What brings you this day?
I bring myself to you, so you trade my illness. Tis very grave.
And, what might this illness be?
Syphilis?
Perchance we might start with your complaints.
First problem is the laughter that cannot be controlled.
Uncontrollable laughter, you say? I see. Anything else?
Next problem, the dancing that cannot be controlled.
Dancing?
Dancing. And yet, you do not appear to be dancing at present.
What can I say? It is uncontrollable dancing. I cannot control when I dance.
Nay, 'tis a fair point.
Doubtless my disease, whatever it may be, is very rare and very difficult to diagnose. But of course, if it be beyond your medical understanding...
Let me assure you, signor, that whatever is said of us on the continent, the learning of we English doctors is unparalleled. There is no better medical care to be had than in London. Now, let us see whether...
Actually, I would say Scotland does it better.
Unusual and troubling illness.
But that won't be for like another 200 years. Also, you guys still shit in buckets and throw it out the window, my guy. I don't think you can talk. Alright. Hey, look, it's the shafted side. Has been bitten by a tarantula. No. I don't think it's that. Colic, a disease that occasions abdominal pain, being bloody in the stomach. See, he kept burping, which also makes me think it's digestive. Because, like, if it was a tarantula that bit him, he would have been dead by now.
It sounds to me like you're experiencing pain in your stomach.
But how did you know this?
Indeed, methinks you are stricken with a bout of colic. Most
Maybe it's because you keep fucking burping to the point where I think you're gonna throw up. Those are wet-ass burps, motherfucker.
The dog cure?
Aye. First you must find a dog lying idle on the ground.
Wait, no, what are we doing?
In London you will find such a creature. Then you must kick the
No,
dog away.
do not kick the
lower
dog.
your breeches,
No.
And then make water upon the spot where the dog did lie.
If you say so, Signor Orban.
If you were not
Piss on the
English
dog.
soil, of course, I would have said you were bitten by a
Kick
tarantula.
the dog and piss
There
on.
be no such spiders in England. Our weather is much too cold for them. Indeed, only an overqualified quack who draws his medical knowledge from books alone would think such a diagnosis appropriate in this case.
Indeed, most ludicrous.
And in truth, the laughing and dancing you are troubled with may doubtless be attributed to your hot-blooded Latin temperament.
Doubtless you speak it true, eh? 'Tis but a symptom of my hot Venetian blood. Riccardo Ferraro bids you good day.
Did that work? He was a little pleased. Yeah, because he kept fucking burping, and I'm like, that sounds like a stomach issue. No, we are not qualified for that.
to you, madam.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Foreman. Pray tell, is your Venetian querent Riccardo Ferrara one of the patients you treat for troubles of the mind? Because his manner is right strange. I passed him at the door, and when I addressed him in the Italian tongue, he abruptly turned from me and ran away down the street.
He's like,
Ferrara
ah,
has
shit,
no
women.
great troubles of the mind that I'm aware of. Mayhap he was merely dumbstruck by your beauty, madam.
Dr. Foreman, a man is rarely struck dumb by a woman's beauty. Indeed, 'tis quite the reverse. He is oft rendered all the more loquacious, plaguing her with ill-formed metaphors he believes are compliments, and with hasty declarations and invitations she has neither sought nor invited.
Alright, that's been echoing for a long
Let
time.
us turn our minds to happier
Huh.
thoughts. I did lately hear of your marriage to your cousin, Mr. Alfonso Lania, for which I must congratulate you. And as I recall, you were with child when I last saw you.
I was, as you correctly judged.
And your child and husband are both well, I hope?
I would rather not discourse on the subject of my husband, Dr. Foreman.
As it pleases you,
I
madam.
don't
What
blame
brings
you.
this day?
Lately I have been feeling heavy and lethargic. I do also find it hard to fix my attention upon the book I am reading or upon words I am composing. And yet, although I often feel right tired, I am having difficulty sleeping.
Ah, well, becoming a mother, beset with all the demands of a suckling babe, can force change upon the normal rhythms of life.
No,
it is not that, for I
I-
employ the wet nurse for the feeding and much of the care of my son. Methinks I must have some kind of disease.
I think it's stress.
Let us
You don't want to
consult the
marry your
stars to
cousin,
see
which
what
I
afflicts you.
completely understand.
What is ailing Mistress Amelia Lania?
Also, can we just talk about how, like, gorgeous her fucking dress is? I'm sorry. I'm into that black clothing. Alrighty. Melancholy. I mean, that does sound it. No, that doesn't sound like it. No, I think she's just depressed.
Mistress Lania, the stars indicate that your suffering is occasioned by melancholy, or, in other words, black bile.
I see. And what treatment can you give me for it?
Before we speak of treating your condition, madam, I think it wise we determine what has provoked it. You did express a desire not to speak of your husband, and I cannot help but think that
And I
such
don't
a
blame you,
reluctance
hun.
reveals where the source of your troubles might lie. To wit, within your marriage. Would I be right in thinking this? I do not wish to cause you distress, madam, but as a doctor, I do feel I must press you in case it is relevant to your troubles.
My marriage is not a happy one, Dr. Foreman. Mr. Lanier and I do not agree on matters of money and strong drink.
I see. And what are your opinions on these subjects?
That he spends all our money on strong drink.
I
He disagrees.
don't
And
blame
your
her.
husband cannot be brought around to see your point of view, nor you his, I presume. Well, the marital discord provoked by strong differences of opinion can often engender melancholy in a wife. Until the matter is resolved between you, you may take a syrup of roses and chicory. Drink of it each day, and it will serve to reinvigorate your vital spirits. I will also have my manservant William bleed you of some of
Alright.
that excess bile.
Stay safe.
I thank
I'll
you,
see
Dr.
you
Foreman.
next
William, come
stream.
hither and
Bye.
please Mistress Lania.
Is he gonna fuck her too? He's giving the fuck. I'm gonna fuck you face. Love you too, by the way. Bye. Yeah, I thought so. I was like, yeah, you sound depressed. Which I get. Oh wow, that she was like, yep, you can read me. I'm like, bitch, I understand. Sir, thank you for your recent inquiry with regards to obtaining a license to practice medicine. I note from my records that you terminated your enrollment in your institution still on the grounds of insufficient funds. While we do not ordinarily issue medical licenses to men who do not first complete a medical degree, proof of equivalent professional experience in the form of letters of recommendation have been taken into consideration. A minimum of 8 such letters of recommendation is customary required. I advise you to write to us once again when you have attained the requisite number of letters. Nice. Okay. Okay, that's actually interesting to see that he was going to be a doctor, but he couldn't afford it. So, he does have medical knowledge, he's just wasn't able to finish it. We'll see.
Ah, my dear Avis, what a pleasure.
I guess I can't be too mad at him.
I have oft thought of our last...
I cannot tarry long. My husband will be expecting me home.
Of course, of course.
We need to fucking go.
Ladies, something the matter?
Of course. Do not
I'm
all your
pregnant.
parents come with a matter they wish an answer to?
Well, yes,
I wish to ask of the stars whether a man I am close with, a man who is not my husband, whether that man be also close with another woman.
a man you are. I see. If I am to judge the stars for you, I must ask you to be more precise.
Am I married? No, bitch, I'm single. I'll be your side hoe.
Kind of friendship?
Nay, close in the sense of being intimate.
I see.
I was gonna say,
Then 'tis the
she's
familiar
seen your
type
dick and
of
she's
kinship,
married.
perchance.
Nay, I mean someone with whom I have shared physical relations.
Verily, madam, if I am to give you an accurate reading, you must state your question clearly.
Me when people hit on me.
What I ask. I bid you ask the stars whether my lover is, just to say, be it true that he engages with another woman in acts of strumpy-humpy.
Madam, you astonish me. 'Tis unlike you to speak such indelicate words. Now, if I understand you correctly, you have a lover, and you wish to know whether he is sharing his temper favours with another woman.
Aye, but did I not verily say so?
And now that we have at last fathomed your question, let us read the stars to fathom an answer.
Oh,
As Mistress Allen is
I'm feeling.
faithful to her.
Has my side hoe been unfaithful to me? Who is unfaithful to my husband because I am wanting a kid? Okay, jealousy and confusion. I mean, I'm liking that, but I'll definitely see what the other one. Nah. I like this one. I like Avis. I respect her.
Stars are most clear, madam. Your lover has not been coupling with another woman.
You knew!
Forsooth, the stars say that your mind has been turned by jealousy and confusion. Now, if there is nothing further, madam...
Oh, how relieved I am to hear you say this. Oh, Simon, what a fool I have been not to trust you.
But you... this lover... 'twas me all along? You were not speaking of some other man?
No shit!
Pardon me, Simon, I had to know the truth from the stars. But I did hear tell of other women.
But how could you not see? No other woman is to me so dear and familiar.
This is really sweet, but I also don't like that she's cheating on her husband, but I'm also like, look at this dumbass. I feel this dumbass on a personal level. Like, I am Avis and Simon at the same time. I am in this picture, and I don't like it. course they banged. Nice. I wonder where she got the monkey. Wonder who she stole that monkey from. Wonder what birds died for that hat, bitch. Also, her name is fucking weird.
Good morrow, madam. I humbly welcome you to my consulting chambers and thank you for choosing my practice. Mistress...
Fortescue, Mistress Sybil Fortescue.
Well then, Mistress Fortescue, what may I assist you with this day?
I come upon a most troubling matter, sir. I know not whether it is a medical matter or something else.
I see. Pray describe your...
Is it something to do with the monkey?
Well, I suppose it all began with a dinner I hosted at my house last even. Mayhap you have heard of my dinners, Dr. Foreman. They are much talked about. Though I fear last evening's dinner will be talked about for the wrong reasons.
Talked about, you say?
Yes. Indeed, invitations to my dinners are much sought after, for I host the most desirable of guests. Lords, bishops, poets, explorers, painters and the like. Why, last eve I hosted the famous Robert Lord Devereux, the playwright William Shakespeare, and the Bishop of London and his wife, as well as fascinating conversation. At my
And you will
table,
never be
I
remembered
served
in
the
history,
very
hon.
latest and most original dishes. Last even, I served an exotic green vegetable called a potato. So crisp and refreshing. My dear husband sent them home to me from the New World. Doubtless you have heard of my husband, Captain Fortescue. He is a great friend of Sir Walter Raleigh.
I see. Your dinners do sound most excellent, Mistress Fortescue. But what occurred at
Yes,
last
what
dinner
has
that was
sustained the
received?
Irish population
Well,
for
in truth, 'twas
decades.
after dinner. We all felt a strong
It's
desire
some
to
great...
take some air,
Did she
as we
not
left
cook
the table
it?
to take a turn in some pleasure gardens nearby. But then, as we were walking along the path, right in the middle of the gardens, in full public view,
You shat yourself?
Pray do not distress yourself, madam. Prithee, take your time.
my guests and I were, all of a sudden, stricken with pain. We began chundering and voiding from our... But there was nowhere to turn, you see. There were no bushes close by to shield our modesty. 'Twas unspeakable.
Sounds like
madam,
food
as I
poisoning.
note this down. Abdominal pain and simultaneous upward and downward purging of a most sudden and violent nature. Now, let us
Sounds
see
like
how
food
these
poisoning.
stars explain this most distressing and unsavory event. What troubled Mistress Sybil Fortescue and her guests last
Why didn't
evening?
Shakespeare write about this? Ah, yes, the time I went to a dinner party and we all we all fucking shit ourselves in her garden. The poor gardener the next day, though. Alright, I guess we're trouble with evil digestion. No. No, they fucking shat themselves.
Madam, I think you said the New World vegetables you dined upon were green in colour, did you not? And you described them as crisp and refreshing, I think. I take it then that you served them to your guests green and raw?
Yes, indeed. Most of the potatoes my husband sent me were full dull and unwholesome in appearance. Hence I served only the green ones.
No.
I had my cook cut them in such a way as to resemble roses. 'Tis the way I oft serve my apples.
Ah, then your trouble was a severe case of evil digestion. I have read that these vegetables can be noxious if they turn green.
Oh my days! Do you mean I poisoned my guests?
In a manner of speaking, aye. But worry not, madam, for the suffering was but temporary. Indeed, it does sound as if the bodies of your guests were most comprehensively purged of the poison. However,
We
in
all-
future be sure to cook the potatoes until they are soft and pray do not
Y'all
put
want a
them
bonding
out.
session? We all stand in a circle,
Shall
eat,
made me. What a shameful affair this has been.
Eat
I shall go
unripe
home and
potatoes
well,
and shit
I shall write
ourselves
to my
in a
husband
circle.
and ask that he includes cooking instructions with the next gift of food that he sends me. I thank ye and bid ye good day, Dr. Foreman.
Some of them were dull and looked unwell. Eat ripe potato. Okay. Alright. Hey, we got our good side real quick though. Are we gonna try to kill her husband? I'm down for it.
Good evening, Miss Lanier. What brings you?
I am come about my future, Dr. Foreman. I wish to know whether I will find success as a writer of poems and plays. You can predict futures, can you not?
You, madam? A writer of poems and of plays? Forsooth, how verily remarkable.
Well, 'tis true most of us Basanos and Laniers are musicians, but I have chosen a different path. I've lately begun a collaboration with a poet and playwright. Let us call him Mr. S. He is presently writing a play that takes place in northern Italy, and as I am of Italian heritage, he has asked me to help him write it.
How interesting. And does this collaboration betwixt you go well?
Right well, or so methinks. Indeed, Mr. S did suggest that I am full talented as a writer. Be not afraid of greatness, he told me. For once our play opens upon the London stage, our success will follow, as night follows day.
I see. Then what would you have me ask the stars, madam?
Well, I've noted that Mr. S, although a brilliant man, is oft prone to exaggerated melodrama and implausible plot resolutions. I wish to know whether this story of his, of our future success...
You're talking about Romeo and Juliet. Yes,
Very
it
wise
will
of
be
you,
a
madam.
success and it will
Then
actually
let
be
us
an
see whether your
interesting
success
play.
or failure is
A lot of
written
his
in the
plays are very
stars.
interesting, but yes.
Will Mistress Amelia Lanier find fame and fortune as a writer?
I realize this just hit home for me and I'm like, ow. Ow. Pain. Alright. All these ambitious. You realize the little should be successful. I feel like that. I know this is supposed to be a joke, but a part of me is like, okay, I know it was fake, but I got my hopes up, okay? No, she said she hadn't made, and I think if she does this, the kid will be fine. It technically would be creative theft what he would be doing, because a lot of women's reform and political stuff would not happen until many years later. But I also want to follow her. We're gonna do it. You will. I believe.
It would seem Mr. S.'s confidence is not misplaced. For the stars foretell that if you have faith in your success, you will succeed. and your contribution to the world will reach beyond literature to be of great benefit to society.
So, in order to succeed, I must hold fast to a belief that I will succeed.
Just so, madam.
But what you are asking of me is right illogical, Dr. Foreman. Indeed, 'tis an impossibility. How can I maintain a belief that my success is inevitable when you have just informed me that my success is conditional and contingent? As Aristotle teaches us in his...
Mistress Lanier, mayhap I have confounded you with the nuances of my astrological reading. All you need know is that the achievement of your goals is very likely. Indeed, 'tis indicated that your collaboration with Mr. S will be a fruitful one. Prithee, madam, look not for bad news among the good.
Aye, mayhap 'tis best I not overthink it, as you say. I thank ye, sir. Good evening, Dr. Foreman.
I believe in her. She is helping him write it. Ah.
Good day to you, sir.
Good day to you, madam. What service may I perform for you this day?
For me? None. None at all.
Really? Then I cannot fathom why you...
It was my husband who bade me come, for he finds it difficult to speak of. As I say, he had me come in his stead, and I could think of no reason to give him for why I should not come.
I see. And what is troubling your husband? Madam, I cannot treat a querent without knowing first what his troubles are.
He is unable to perform his marital duties.
I see.
Oh.
Whatever does that mean? Your husband forgets to put out the night soil? Some broken shelving he's neglected to fix? Prithee, madam, I bid you be more precise.
He won't fuck
You know
me.
perfectly well what I mean, Simon. I bid you not drag this out any longer. Pray read the stars and let us get this over with.
As you wish, madam.
Fuck me, Simon. Do it.
Mr. Allen, so as to render him unable to perform his marital obligations towards Mistress Allen.
We don't need to read the stars for that shit. Bitch ass fucker. He's not able to rise to the occasion.
Suffering from a lack of sanguinity in the brain, which has resulted in a loss of carnal lust. According to my chart, there is little hope of remedy.
Verily, no hope at all.
Nay, I'm afeard not.
Oh, then Mr. Allen is not, cannot be a full husband to me. At least not in the full, true sense of...
Hun, I got what you were picking up. I'll please.
Precisely so. And as a physician, it behoves me to observe how unnatural and lamentable it is that a wife be so neglected.
I'm a doctor. I need to give you the cure. The cure is my dick. My husband can't fuck anymore. Let's do it. Like, alright. Let me just bang this dude's wife while I fear for my life.
Last evening it was like a dream. Never in my life have I felt so. Oh, sweet Avis, 'tis true you are married, but Surely a love as great as ours can transcend such earthly impediments. Dare I hope for? Nay, it is most unlikely. Or is it? Forsooth, there be no harm in asking the stars. Might Avis Allen one day be mine?
On. On. I don't think she's hiding. I mean, technically, if they move to a different, like, country, she'd be fine, but...
It says Avis is one day to be widowed, which will, of course, be very tragical. But after the grieving is done, we will marry. She will be Mistress Foreman. Mistress Avis Foreman.
Ah! Ah! Fuck does that mean?
Good day, Dean Blarg. Fare you well?
Most well indeed, and I will tell you why. The conquering cherub has lately returned home to England.
Ah, this being the voyage you did invest in.
Aye, and what a sound investment it was, for it has paid off most handsomely.
Alright,
The
awesome.
cherub's cargo of nutmeg and pepper will fetch a high price indeed. In
Oh yeah, that's not
sooth,
bad.
as I recall, it was you who advised me on this investment, was it not? I thank ye heartily for it, sir.
I am glad to have been of service, Dean Blarg.
Forsooth, my earnings have enabled me to make a substantial investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's expedition to the New World.
Ah, methinks I've heard of this. 'Tis a quest to find the fabulosity of gold, is it not? Or as the Spanish call it, El Dorado?
The very
In
same.
which we will
For it is
mistake
said
all
that
platinum, which
Eldorado
is worth
does
a
lie
lot
deep
more than gold.
within the rainforests of the
Throw it
southern
away
parts of
and
the New
basically
World,
ruin
hiding
lives as
vast
we know it.
quantities of gold and precious jewels.
This is
Hence,
literally
what I would have you tell me is,
colonialism in a
exactly
nutshell.
how rich can I expect to be made for
Fuck
my
people's
investment?
lives. We got some
I
money to
see.
make.
If
Yeah,
I'm to
also
be made
capitalism.
very rich, I am afraid that news of my fabulous wealth may cause some jealousy among the clergy. News travels fast around the diocese, and I think it wise to get ahead of it if I can.
Then let us consult the stars. What will become of Thomas Blarg's investment in Sir Walter Raleigh's quest to find El Dorado?
They will not find it because it does not exist. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. This did not say anything about children. Oh, I thought that said exploitation. See, if I remember correctly, so El Dorado is never found, it never existed. What ends up happening is a bunch of people die. Not the people looking for El Dorado, although a fair bit of them do, but it's mostly the foreigners, or mostly the, I forget what, tribes they met up with down there. But essentially, it's like a lot of money wasted. Of course, this is fictional. And he never said he had children.
I have ill tidings for you, Dean Blag. Raleigh and his men have been set upon by a tribe of angry New World natives.
Angry natives? But surely the natives would greet us with much rejoicing. For do we not bring with us the gift of civilization?
No,
Do they
actually.
not crave freedom from their tyrannical chieftains and cruel pagan gods?
Well,
No, instead you
these
fuck
particular
everything
natives
up
cannot
and
be
kill their
reasoned with,
cultures and
as
shit.
They are led by instinct
No!
alone, and they will fight to the last man, as it is not in their nature to surrender with honor, as Christian men would.
You guys raided Jerusalem like 5 times before you said, nah, okay, we should probably step down. Fuck off!
And your investment will come to naught.
I must own, sir, that I cannot share your uncharitable view of these savages. They may
Alright,
be
first off, fuck off.
Do they not steal God's children? I will now take my leave, that you may engage in quiet reflection upon the spiritual dimensions of this question.
Can I fix my fuck up? Can I fix my fuck up? Let's see if I can fix my fuck up. And fuck up a fair bunch more people then, I guess.
I have ill tidings for you, Dean.
No!
Raleigh and his men have been set upon by a tribe of angry New World natives.
Angry natives? But surely the natives would greet us with much rejoicing. For do we not bring with us the gift of civilization? Would they not crave freedom from their tyrannical chieftains and cruel pagan gods?
Well, it would seem these particular natives cannot be reasoned with, as they are led by instinct alone, and they will fight to the last man, as it is not in their nature to surrender with honor, as...
Please. No, please. Work. I need this guy to be a doctor. Wait. What if I delete that save? Quick here. I seem to have made a fuck up. So that's gonna be it for the stream today, and I'm gonna try to play through it, get up to where we are in the last one, and hopefully it doesn't result with me doing a big stupid. So, yeah, I hope you guys have a great night, and I will see you all later. Bye!